The dream often starts pretty simply, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine, maybe the sea, definitely no more alarm clocks.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people thinking retirement, that dream points straight towards Thailand. But then the big question hits. It kind of splits the country in two almost.
It really does.
Do you go for that classic island life, the beaches, the buzz of Phuket,
Mm-hmm.
or do you head up north to the mountains, the culture, that cooler air of Chiang Mai?
And look, that choice, it's way more than just sea versus mountains. Our goal here, really, in this deep dive is to give you a proper side-by-side look.
Right.
We're digging into the details from our source material, trying to pull out the key stuff so you can make a smart choice, without wading through everything yourself.
Exactly. And we absolutely need to talk about the viewpoint we're using today,
Right.
our main source. It's a really detailed piece from Ocean Worldwide.
Okay.
Now, they're a luxury real estate agency, and they've been right there, based in Phuket, since way back in 2004.
Ah, so they know the Phuket market inside out.
Oh, definitely. Their director, Sandra O'Neill, she's apparently helped literally thousands of families, investors,
Yeah.
find their spot there. So naturally, this conversation leans a bit towards, property investment, what kind of long-term
Yeah.
commitment you're looking at.
That makes sense. And it frames the whole thing, really. We're not just doing a quick travel rundown.
No.
The fundamental choice, the one that shapes everything else, it boils down to this. Phuket is kind of the premium option, right? You get the beaches, yes, the year-round warmth and humidity, but also a higher cost, which, from their perspective, signals stronger investment potential.
All right, the value aspect.
Whereas Chiang Mai, it's more the affordable cultural lifestyle play. You get cooler seasons, a much calmer feel, generally cheaper living. But, and it's a big but, you've got that serious air quality trade-off for part of the year.
Okay, let's dive into that because, if you're living somewhere full-time, year-round,
Mm-hmm.
the air you breathe is going to be top of the list, surely.
Absolutely critical. So if you pick Phuket, you're basically signing up for endless summer. It's tropical, consistently hot. Average highs are usually 31 to 33 Celsius.
Pretty warm then.
Yeah, it rarely drops below 25, even at night. You get a clear, dry season, December to April, lovely weather. Then the monsoon hits, May to November, bringing, those sudden heavy downpours and pretty high humidity.
But the big plus, environmentally speaking, is the air in Phuket, right?
Huge plus. Thanks to those steady sea breezes coming off the Andaman Sea, you just don't get much smog or pollution. It stays remarkably clear, generally speaking. Very healthy place from an air quality perspective.
Okay, now Chiang Mai. That's different.
Yeah, much more variety. You actually get seasons. Winter mornings, say November to February, can be genuinely chilly for Thailand, maybe down to 15 degrees Celsius. Really pleasant.
Nice.
But then summer comes, and it can get properly hot, pushing up towards 36 degrees sometimes.
But here's the thing everyone talks about, the elephant in the room for Chiang Mai, isn't it? The burning season.
Uh-huh. This is where the comparison gets really, really stark. And yeah, honestly, a bit worrying for potential residents. It runs roughly late February through April.
Then when actually is it?
It's the city's Achilles heel, basically. Farmers across the whole northern region burn off their crop waste. And this creates just blankets of thick, acrid smoke and haze that settle over the valleys, including Chiang Mai City.
That sounds unpleasant.
It's more than unpleasant. During those weeks, it can be a genuine public health issue.
And the data backs this up from the source.
Oh, completely. You look at the PM 2.5 particulate levels, that's the nasty stuff for your lungs. Phuket usually sits comfortably low, maybe 12 to 30. Pretty good. Chiang Mai, during the burning season, those levels can rocket from a baseline of maybe 18 up to 200, sometimes even higher on bad days.
Wow, 200 plus? That's a massive difference.
It's huge, and the health implications are serious. If you're a retiree with any kind of breathing issue, asthma, COPD, even just bad allergies, Phuket's clean air becomes a really major selling point.
Right.
In Chiang Mai, during those months, many expats are basically forced to react. They either spend a fortune on heavy-duty air purifiers for their homes, keep windows sealed tight and barely go out, or
they just leave.
It's very common for retirees to budget for a trip south, maybe down to the islands like Phuket, or even out of Thailand altogether for those 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, but let me just push on that a bit. If someone really loves the mountain culture, the vibe of Chiang Mai, and we know it's cheaper, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't they just factor in that escape cost, say, budget an extra couple of $1,000s to go somewhere else for March and April? Would they still come out ahead compared to Phuket's higher year-round cost?
That's exactly the calculation you have to make. It's a valid strategy for many. You're essentially trading Phuket's higher baseline cost and its steamy monsoon days for Chiang Mai's affordability, plus the added expense, whether that's financial for the trip or potentially health-related if you stay put during the smoke.
So it's cost of living versus cost of, well, breathing clean air.
Precisely. The data suggests Chiang Mai living kind of requires an active smoke season plan. Phuket doesn't have that specific seasonal health burden.
Okay, so air quality, massive factor, huge implications. But let's be honest, the next thing everyone asks about, the loudest argument maybe, is money.
Yeah.
Where does your retirement pod go further?
Right. And on the budget front, there's really no contest. Chiang Mai wins, hands down.
Significantly.
Hugely significant. And you need to understand the underlying reason, which connects back to our source's perspective. Phuket is largely driven by tourism and, importantly, international property investment, high-end stuff.
Okay.
Chiang Mai is much more geared towards, let's say, sustainable, long-term living and local lifestyle. It's just fundamentally more affordable across the board.
So give us some numbers. Housing, rent.
Yeah.
That's usually the biggest chunk.
Okay, let's take a typical one-bedroom condo, something modern, comfortable. In Phuket, you'd likely be paying somewhere between, say, 20,000 to 30,000 Thai baht per month.
Right.
In Chiang Mai, for a similar quality place, you could easily find great options for maybe 10,000 to 17,000 baht.
Wow. That's almost half price, potentially.
Essentially, yeah. An instant, massive saving on your biggest monthly expense just by choosing the north.
And what about bigger places? Villas.
Well, this is where you really see the luxury market influence, especially from the perspective of an agency like Ocean Worldwide. A 3-bedroom villa in Phuket, it might start around 40,000 baht a month, but if you want something modern, maybe with that desirable sea view that drives the high-end market they focus on, it can easily shoot past 120,000 baht, even higher. That huge premium is almost entirely for the location, the view, the modernity, the investment factors.
Okay, and compare that to Chiang Mai, a similar-sized house or villa.
In Chiang Mai, you could find a very nice modern 3-bed house or villa for perhaps 15,000 up to maybe 35,000 baht a month.
Good grief. The difference is enormous.
It really highlights the different market dynamics. Phuket sells the international luxury dream, often as an investment. Chiang Mai sells comfortable, affordable living.
And this ties into actually buying property too, right, for foreigners.
Absolutely. And this is key for long-term retirees or investors. The legal structure matters. As a foreigner in Thailand, you generally can't own land directly.
Right.
So you're legally restricted to owning condominium units. And even then, there's a rule. Foreigners can only own up to 49% of the total unit space in any single condo building.
So supply is limited, which affects price, especially in desirable areas.
Exactly. And you see it in the average buy-in prices. A decent 2-bedroom condo in Chiang Mai might cost you around, say, $110,000 USD equivalent.
Okay.
In Phuket, driven by that global demand and investment appeal, the average for a similar condo jumps significantly, maybe closer to $175,000.
And villas? What about those dream pool villas?
Well, since foreigners can't own the land, buying a villa means navigating more complex legal routes. Typically, it involves either a long-term lease on the land, usually capped at 30 years, though sometimes renewable.
Right.
Or setting up a Thai company structure to hold the land, which adds complexity and cost. This is where agencies like Ocean Worldwide really specialize, guiding clients through those higher value, legally intricate villa purchases in Phuket.
So the high price in Phuket isn't just the bricks and mortar, it's the legal hoops and the high demand location.
Precisely. Chiang Mai generally offers simpler, much lower cost access, often to condos conveniently located near the old city or amenities.
Okay, beyond the massive housing difference, what about just day-to-day costs? Food, get around.
Cheaper up north too. Street food, which is, a staple.
The best part.
Absolutely. In Chiang Mai, a good meal might be 60 to 100 baht. In Phuket, especially in tourist areas, it's often more like 80 to 120 baht. Same goes for fresh produce at the markets, generally cheaper in Chiang Mai.
And utilities. That Phuket heat must mean air conditioning bills.
Oh yeah. You're likely running your AC pretty much year-round in Phuket. Electricity bills can easily be 1,500 up to maybe 5,000 baht a month, depending on usage and size of place.
Okay.
Transport's another one. Phuket really relies on taxis, which are notoriously expensive compared to elsewhere in Thailand.
I've heard that.
Chiang Mai, by contrast, has its cheap and cheerful local songtaws, those red shared taxi trucks for maybe 40 baht a trip around town. And Grab Rides, the ride-sharing app, are also significantly cheaper, probably due to less complex routes and maybe lower demand compared to the tourist crush in Phuket.
Okay, so financially, it seems like a pretty clear win for Chiang Mai, provided you can manage the smoky season issue.
That's the essential trade-off, yes.
Right, let's shift gears then, away from money towards, well, peace of mind stuff. Healthcare and the dreaded paperwork, visas, foundational things for a secure retirement.
Definitely. And on healthcare, the good news is both cities score very highly.
Really, comparable quality.
Yeah, you'll find excellent internationally accredited private hospitals in both locations. Places like Bangkok Hospital have branches in both Phuket and Chiang Mai. High standards, lots of English-speaking doctors and staff. Very reliable.
Are there any differences, though?
Subtle ones, maybe. Phuket's facilities often feel a bit newer, and they're heavily geared towards international medical tourism. Think specialized treatments, cosmetic surgery, orthopedics, things people travel globally for. Chiang Mai's hospitals, sometimes being linked to universities, might feel a bit more focused on general care and potentially could be slightly less expensive for routine checkups or treatments, though both are very affordable by Western standards.
And what does affordable mean in practice?
Well, the source highlights things like a standard visit to a GP potentially costing only like $20 to $45 USD. Even something complex like an MRI might only be around $350.
Wow.
And there's often little to no waiting time. Both cities are also massive hubs for dental tourism, really high quality work. A teeth cleaning might only set you back $25 or $35.
So the access to good, affordable healthcare is a huge quality of life boost in either place.
Immense, yeah. A major draw for retirees to Thailand in general.
Okay, now for the less fun part. Visas. The bureaucracy. Is it different depending on where you live?
Nope. The main retirement visa process is exactly the same nationwide. The standard path is the non-immigrant OO visa.
And the main hurdles for that?
Two key things. First, age. You have to be 50 years or older.
Okay.
Second, the financial proof. This is the big one. You need to show either a lump sum of at least 800,000 Thai baht, that's roughly $25,000 USD sitting in a Thai bank account for at least 2 months prior. Or you need to prove a consistent monthly income, like a pension, of at least 65,000 baht.
Okay, so you need savings or a decent income stream.
Correct. And then there's the ongoing stuff. You have to renew the visa annually, and you're required to report your current address to the local immigration office every 90 days.
The infamous 90-day reporting. That's tedious.
It is a bit of bureaucratic legwork that pretty much all long-term expats deal with. It's just part of the process.
Is there any way around that hassle?
Well, the source does mention the Thailand Elite visa program. It's basically a paid long-term visa option. It's expensive, for example. One popular option costs 900,000 baht for a 5-year visa.
Pricey, but what's the benefit?
The main benefit is convenience. It eliminates the need for the annual visa renewals and, crucially, gets rid of that 90-day reporting requirement. For retirees with the funds who just want absolute minimum hassle, it's basically buying long-term peace of mind, an investment in simplicity, you could say.
Got it. So visa-wise, same rules apply everywhere, but there's a paid easy button if you want it.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, last big section then. Let's talk about the actual life, daily living, community, what you do all day. How different does life feel on the coast versus in the mountains?
Oh, massively different. It's like comparing apples and oranges in terms of activities and vibes.
So Phuket is all about
the sea, obviously. Sailing, yachting, scuba diving, snorkeling, paddleboarding. Lots of beach activities, beach yoga, that sort of thing. Plus, numerous high-quality golf courses, often with those amazing tropical views. It's generally quite active, outdoorsy, and very international.
And Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai's lifestyle is much more anchored in, well, the mountains and the local culture. You're looking at hiking, mountain biking, exploring the nearby national parks like Doi Suthep. There's a huge focus on the historic Lana culture, visiting ancient temples, exploring craft villages, art galleries, maybe taking cooking classes. It feels more grounded, perhaps, cultural.
That difference must shape the expat communities, too.
It does, yeah. Both cities have really strong established expat communities and clubs like the Phuket Expats Club or the Chiang Mai Expats Club. Lots of support available.
But maybe different flavors.
Perhaps. Because Chiang Mai is more compact, Geographically smaller than the sprawling island of Phuket, its expat community can sometimes feel a bit tighter-knit. It seems easier to organize regular meetups, hiking groups, coffee mornings, language exchanges, that kind of thing.
Right.
Phuket's expat scene is large and active too, but maybe a bit more spread out across the island, potentially revolving more around specific areas or activities like boating or golf.
And in both places, I assume making an effort with the local culture helps.
Oh, absolutely essential for long-term happiness anywhere in Thailand. Learning basic Thai phrases, showing respect for customs and traditions that goes a long way towards integrating and feeling truly at home, whether you're by the beach or in the hills.
What about getting in and out?
Yeah.
Connectivity, airports.
Okay, this is an interesting difference. Phuket International Airport, HKT, is generally better for direct long-haul international flights. You can often fly direct from Europe, the Middle East, Australia, without stopping in Bangkok.
That's a big plus for family visiting from far away.
Huge convenience, yes. The downside is the airport is a bit of a trek from many popular residential areas, maybe a 45-minute drive or more.
And Chiang Mai's airport, CNX.
Chiang Mai International is fantastic in terms of location. It's practically right in the city, often just a 10 or 15-minute drive from where you might live. Super convenient.
Nice.
It's excellent for domestic flights within Thailand and quick hops to other countries in Southeast Asia. However, for long-haul flights, say back to Europe or North America, you'll almost always need to connect through Bangkok.
So swings and roundabouts there, depending on your travel patterns.
Exactly. And one last point may be safety. Any major differences?
Good question.
Generally, both cities are considered very safe, especially compared to many Western cities. Violent crime is rare in both places.
Odd.
But Chiang Mai probably feels a bit quieter, more relaxed day to day. Phuket, simply because it attracts such enormous numbers of tourists year-round, inevitably has a higher incidence of petty crime, things like pickpocketing in crowded areas or potential tourist scams, especially around taxis or tours.
So just need to be a bit more street smart in Phuket, maybe.
Yeah, just apply common sense, be aware of your surroundings, especially in the busy tourist hubs. But overall, safety isn't usually a major concern for residents in either location. Chiang Mai just offers perhaps a slightly more tranquil, insulated feel for everyday life.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together then. We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, I think the deep dive really paints two very compelling but distinctly different pictures for retirement, doesn't it?
It does.
Phuket emerges as, the premium coastal choice. It's higher cost, yes, consistently humid and warm, but you get that undeniable benefit of year-round clean air. And from the perspective of our source, Ocean Worldwide, it's the location with stronger international investment appeal, the place selling that global luxury lifestyle dream.
Right, the asset appeal.
Exactly. Then you have Chiang Mai. It's the affordable cultural heartland option. Cooler seasons, much slower pace, deep cultural roots, significantly cheaper living. But you must contend with or plan around that serious air quality issue during the burning season. It's more the stable, affordable lifestyle asset, maybe.
So fundamentally, it boils down to sea, sun, investment potential, and clean air year-round at a higher price.
Versus mountains, culture, huge savings, cooler winters, but with that unavoidable smoky season trade-off.
Neither one is definitively better then. It's purely personal priorities.
Absolutely. It completely depends on what you value most. Sea breezes or mountain views, budget maximization or guaranteed air quality, direct international flights or lowest cost of living.
And actually, thinking back to what you said earlier about dealing with the smoke, the article maybe hints at a best of both worlds strategy.
It does suggest that possibility, doesn't it? The idea of maybe splitting your year.
How would that work?
You could potentially leverage Chiang Mai's affordability for most of the year. Enjoy its cool, pleasant winter from, say, November to February.
Right, the best time there.
Exactly. And then when the smoke starts to roll in around late February or March, you relocate. You could head south to Phuket for those couple of months, enjoying the clean air and beaches.
Using the money you saved by living in Chiang Mai most of the year.
Precisely. Or travel elsewhere in the region. It potentially allows you to enjoy the highlights of both locations while mitigating Chiang Mai's biggest drawback. It requires flexibility, obviously, but it could be the ultimate retirement hack for some.
That's a really interesting thought to leave people with, sort of gaming the system to get the best climate and cost balance.
It's an option worth considering.
Definitely. But look, if that island life is calling you strongly, if the beaches, the established international scene, maybe those luxury villas we talked about, and especially those convenient direct flights are the priority, Well, then Phuket is probably where your focus lies. And finding the right property, navigating that market, is key.
Yeah, especially with the legal nuances around foreign ownership we discussed.
Exactly. So if that sounds like your dream, the source for today's deep dive, Ocean Worldwide, they're specialists in exactly that Phuket market. They're ready to help you find your own piece of paradise there.
Makes sense, given their long history there.
Yeah. So you can actually start exploring what's available, see the kinds of properties they handle right now by heading over to their website. That's oceanwwp.com.